guys. However, Riverbend, I would think about getting in your safe spot. This is a system that will be rolling close enough to you. This warning will go until 4:45, and again, the movement right now, at least the forward movement speed, is 45 miles an hour. We saw that with the earlier cell that was tornado warned across Pamlico and Beaufort County, southern Beaufort County. Now, again, similar speed. We'll see if this one slows up at all. But again, this has shown potential rotation since about 4 o'clock, around 3:55 to around 4:05. We were tracking this system. I actually posted a picture on Facebook saying, hey, keep your eyes on this storm, guys. For those of you watching in eastern Jones County, well, here we are, and now we are tracking this storm as it moves up towards, well, really across the more western side of northern Craven County, possibly impacting locations around northeastern Lenoir County and maybe even southwestern Pitt County. But for now, that tornado warning is for Craven as well as Jones County, specifically the northeastern corner of Jones County and more western side of Craven County. Right now, you can kind of see, look at that. You're actually starting to see, it looks a little bit like there's a hook there, but right now the center of that rotation a little bit further north of that possible hook echo. So right now, we are going to be going by the storm relative velocity, which is the tool Philip has up on your screen, showing that potential rotation there. This is a couplet that's not showing a lot of green, but you are definitely getting that contrast, and you can kind of trail out those colors, if you will, and you can start to see that S shape indicating that there is in fact spin in the atmosphere. And because this is a system that has put out some lightning in this environment, a little bit difficult to do unless you are talking about severe weather. That's a dead giveaway that, okay, severe weather will be possible with this storm. That's what we were tracking earlier. Again, had some rotation now on the ground, and it's heading northwestward at about 45 miles an hour. At this point, we are anticipating possibly seeing maybe some green with the next few scans, as those yellows, or excuse me, those reds, I should really say, are extremely bright. Got distracted by all the yellow on your screen, which is in fact a tornado watch that will last until 10 p.m. But right now, this tornado warning for Jones and Craven County going until 4:45. Philip, do you have any updates for us?
Yes, one thing to mention is the location of this storm is about to cross Highway 70, and this would be just to the southeast of Cove City. So if you're in Cove City or just east of Cove City, you need to make sure you're in your safe areas right now. This storm moving northwestward also may affect the Wintergreen community, perhaps up to Fort Barnwell. So if you're anywhere between Cove City, Fort Barnwell, Dover, just to take caution and take precautions right now for this possible tornado. Again, about to cross Highway 70 from the southeast. Now, most of our storms don't come from the southeast, but it's doing so because it's rotating around Hurricane Ian, which is now near the North Carolina-South Carolina border, just northwest of Myrtle Beach. But again, possible tornado here now to the northwest of Riverbend. So it's past Riverbend area, Oak Grove area, Pollocksville. You guys it's past you. It's now makes way off towards the northwest, about to cross Highway 70 just to the southeast of Cove City. So again, Cove City and points just east of Cove City. From there, then to the north, heading up perhaps towards the Fort Barnwell area. These are the spots you want to make sure you're in a good spot. So the Wintergreen area, was located between Cove City and Highway 55. These locations, you want to make sure your lowest floor of your home, away from outside walls, away from windows. That's where you want to be. So again, from Cove City, Wintergreen, up to Highway 55, and now crossing Highway 70. That's about where the tornado is located. We're looking at areas now just to the west of Highway 43. So if you're on Highway 43 in Craven County, you're okay for now. We're talking about areas west of you, mainly just to the east of Cove City is where we're seeing this possible tornado about to cross Highway 70, moving quickly now to the northwest, doing so at a speed of about 45 miles per hour. Now, if you're in Trenton, this storm is a few miles to your northeast and will likely not be coming to downtown Trenton. You're most likely in the clear from this one. Again, it looks as if it's going to stay more or less into Craven County for the most part. Charlie?
Yeah, right now, I would also say those of you who have been listening, I did mention earlier Riverbend, you guys should probably get into your safe spot. You can get out of your safe spot now. The cell, or at least the danger in question with this possible tornado, has now passed you. It is moving a little bit further up towards your north. So Riverbend, Trenton, Oak Grove, you guys are clear from the danger of this system as it is now moved up just to your north. But areas, again, as Philip mentioned, Cove City, Wintergreen specifically, you guys need to start thinking about getting into your safe spot. spot. In fact, those of you watching in Cove City, I would get to your safe spot right now, or at least start the process. Sometimes if you've got kids, if you've got animals, you've got dogs, cats, what have you, it takes a little while to actually get everybody organized and pick everything up and get into that closet. Make sure you turn up your TV loud or have another way to get warnings. Of course, you can always download the WITN weather app on your phone or smart device. That way you can know, all right, is the warning been extended? What is the latest updates? That will have that for you. Now, in terms of timing, Cove City 4:36 expected time of arrival. This is arrival time. This is not a suggestion of when you should think about getting ready. You need to already be ready before that time. So again, take off about, let's say, 5 to 7 minutes from each one of these times, and that gives you a good estimate time of, all right, I need to be in my safe spot at that point. I need to be in my safe spot about 5 minutes prior to the storm moving overhead. Because say, we get a little bit of a speed up with the frontal forward movement speed of this storm, you're going to have it arrive earlier and you don't want to get caught off guard. We have again seen this couplet hold at a fairly steady at least imagery. We're not seeing any greens yet, but we do have this very bright spot of red that again does coincide within that tornado warned area. There you can kind of see it just actually really white there with again that red color as well. So this does look like the couplet that the National Weather Service is tracking, and again right now it looks like it is right directly over Highway 70. Now at this point, hopefully there probably are cars on there, so if you are doing any traveling, hopefully everybody stays safe there. But if you do find yourself in a sticky situation like that where you're in a car and you can't see a tornado coming towards you, stop, pull over to the side of the road, keep your car running, and make sure your seatbelt is buckled. That way, if you keep your car running and your car gets flipped over or something collides with it, the airbags will still deploy. You'll still be safe with your seatbelt, and hopefully you will make it out okay. It's at least your best bet. So don't start running out of your cars blindly. You may actually run directly in towards danger. Now, this is again, as Philip mentioned earlier with our previous tornado warn system, this is a scenario where you're not going to be able to get any good visual signatures of a tornado. You're not going to be able to, look across the field and say, there's a tornado over there. Not possible. It is gray. It is rainy. It is windy. And these tornadoes, not only are they going to be rain wrapped, but Philip, if we could drop the storm relative velocity tool, we could just get your radar up there. Look at all of this rain out ahead of the storm. Trying to see through heavy downpours is nigh impossible. It's not an easy thing to do. Even if you get lucky and you get a break, you're not going to be able to see that tornado. So take our words for it. The best tool you can possibly use is storm relative velocity, like me and Philip have been showing you so far. Cove City, right here. You guys are within, I would say, about 5 miles of this cell. You need to get in your safe spot now. Now is the time. Again, estimated time of arrival for Cove City was around 4:36. Here we go. We've got 4:30 on the clock. We are within that 5 to 7 minute window. You guys need to get into your safe spot now. Wintergreen area, a little bit closer up towards here. You guys do need to at least be monitoring the system very closely as you are included in that tornado warned zone. The polygon itself is very classic, just straight out towards the northwest, not seeing anything different there. But the couplet itself does look like it is starting to get a little bit more broad, even though those color schemes are starting to get they're contrasting a little bit more. We are still seeing again the white and the darker reds, that color combination, but the fact that they're now so stretched out leads me to believe that this is a system that is in fact weakening. Great news for those of you watching or even listening. Hopefully you're just listening in Cove City, unless of course you bring that TV or your phone or mobile device into again your safe spot in the center of your house as it is. Philip, do we have any updates as far as speed goes or any sort of damage reports from any sort of emergency managers?
Nothing like that. We do have the fact that Jones County is no longer in this warning. They heard us earlier about that. So Jones County is out. It's now just Craven County, again, till 4:45 for this tornado just to the east or southeast of Cove City, moving northwest. You mentioned the Wintergreen community. That's an area that's just to the northeast of Cove City, pretty much where this system is going. So if you're in the Wintergreen community, you're pretty much under the gun right now. From there, Fort Barnwell up to Highway 55, go ahead and seek out shelter in those spots here. The storm moves your way. Even Grifton, you're just to the northwest of this warning. So if it were to get extended, it would be in that direction. So again, if you're in southern Pitt County or extreme northeastern Lenoir County, those spots need to just be prepared. Stay with us here as we watch the system move its way on to the northwest at 45 miles per hour. Bigger picture here, you see where Greenville is located here. This is southeast of Greenville, making its way again off to the northwest at a speed of 45 miles per hour. That is a rapid motion. This system, we started watching it here form in eastern Jones County. It then crossed over just to the west of River Bend, crossed over into Craven County, and now making its way up through northwestern Craven County. And again, could affect southern Pitt County if it were to continue in that northwest direction. Charlie?
Yeah, at this point, Philip, we are starting to see more and more of these convective cells move into eastern North Carolina. And you know what we were talking about earlier is where is that rain band? Where is that cold frontal boundary? Has it passed the area? And right now, it does look like, I know it's kind of hard to tell when we got your tornado watch up, but you can kind of see exactly where that frontal boundary is. This is the area we knew would be the most apt to possibly spin up a tornado. Along that cold front, that's where you're likely going to be seeing the greatest potential for spin in the atmosphere. Right now, these storms are riding along that frontal boundary. So again, this is not a surprise. We knew this would be a possibility. Unfortunately, it's now becoming a reality. The good news is we aren't seeing, again, a tornado outbreak as of this point. We are, again, just tracking singular cells moving in. And again, here is that line we are currently really keeping a very close eye on right here, extending down essentially from, we'll say, about Chocowinity all the way down to really Cape Lookout. Areas through Onslow County still included within that tornado watch, but you'll probably start to see your severe weather threat drop off a bit. Similar story for areas around Craven County, but currently not the case as of this point. Right now, it looks like you guys are pretty much right in that prime zone for tornadic potential. And well, here we go. We do have that tornado warning active right now for I would say northwestern Craven County. Now that circulation again continues to broaden out. We're not really getting that classic couplet that we were tracking earlier with this storm, or comparing it back to the system we had through Pamlico as well as Beaufort County, but this is definitely still a system that could be on the ground. We could possibly again see a tornado out of this rotation. So it's good to take it seriously, be safe. Cove City, again, I would say stay in your safe spot for about another 5 minutes or so, assuming this cell continues to move at the 45 miles an hour it was initially billed at. Now that happened at about, Phil, do you remember what time this warning was issued? I know it goes until 4:45.
Yeah, issued at 4:19.
4:19. Okay. So yeah, we are again still a ways from the expiration of this warning by about 10-11 minutes or so. So for those of you who are watching in the Grifton area, or possibly a little bit closer to Tickbite, the more northeastern section of Lenoir County, you guys keep an eye on this. This is definitely a system that could possibly affect you down the line. We saw it earlier as the system kind of weakened. We saw the couplet broaden out, the storm kind of weakened a bit, and then it re-intensified. We saw the couplet get stronger over southern Beaufort County, then Pamlico County, and it led to, again, an extension of that tornado warning. Now, in terms of what we've got down the line, Philip is going to map this out for you. There we go, 45 miles an hour on the dot. Again, Cove City included there. Still, stay in your safe spot if you are watching from Cove City. Wintergreen, you guys need to be in your safe spot as well. I understand you're not included within this cone, but you need to be in your safe spot at this point. It's going to be about another 15-20 minutes before you can get out. So turn up your TV, bring your kids, bring your pets, anything you really truly cherish. And bring some blankets and pillows as well to drape over yourself to keep you safe. Make sure you stay away from windows, bottom level of your house, and put as many walls between you and the storm as possible. Really just the outside. Don't go outside trying to spot these storms. It's going to be impossible. We've got too much rain, too much wind. It could be within about 100 yards of you, and you would not be able to see it. So not a chance of a storm chasing photographer's dream. This is a dangerous situation because these tornadoes are essentially going to be invisible until they are too late for those of you trying to catch a glimpse. Grifton, 4:55 time of arrival. Hookerton, 5:06. Snow Hill, 5:13. Spates Bridge, around 5:23. to put this into context, this cell is expected to lose its tornado warn designation by the time we get to around 4:45. If it holds, then those times will likely check out. So you need to be aware if your town or you're around those cities we just put up on your screen, be aware that this system may be affecting you as we make our way into the 5 o'clock hour. But for now, again, we've got our eyes on that couplet. It is still looking like there is spin in the atmosphere, even though with each fresh scan, it is starting to lose its impressive couplet qualities. Now, Philip, as far as Cove City goes, at this point, I would say they are clear, but wintergreen still very much in. Would you agree?
Yes, now pretty much just passing over Cove City right now, just to the northeast.
Yeah.
They're going over the wintergreen community, as you mentioned, Highway 55 as well. So again, this area, as you can see, we're not seeing extremely red and white right next to each other, but they're very, very close here. So we could be seeing just multiple spins here in the atmosphere with air going to the northwest in one spot here, going to the southwest in another spot. Same thing up here. So we're basically seeing multiple areas of what we call wind shear markers here, where there's just a variety of winds blowing in a very turbulent fashion, and that could spin up again a tornado or two in this area, as we're now seeing not just a real tight singular couplet, but perhaps multiples in through this area. So let's hope it just keeps broadening out to just a variety of shears as opposed to actual on-the-ground tornadoes. But again, the radar beam here is about 2,000 or 3,000 feet above the ground, and so what's happening at the surface, we'll have to just kind of wait to see. As of right now, no official reports of it being on the ground, but again, a lot of times it takes time to get reports back to the Weather Service to then relay to the media here. So again, as of right now, just make sure in northwestern part of Craven County, you're in a safe spot right now to ride this out. Pretty much between Dover and Vanceboro, that's where this storm is. It is moving to the northwest, so Grifton is heading in your direction. So there might be something to watch out for to your southeast coming into the Grifton area, perhaps Ayden as well. So Ayden, Grifton, from there off to the southeast. Keep an eye on this closely here. Stay with us here at WITN, and we will bring you the latest. Tornado warning, though, does continue for Craven County until 4:45. Charlie?
Yeah, it's one of those situations, Philip, that even though we are in an environment that usually doesn't produce strong tornadoes, even a weak tornado can absolutely ruin your day, ruin your weekend, and it can even take life. So this is a situation we want to take very seriously, which is why, again, we are breaking into your regularly scheduled programming. I know you're probably interested in the news, but right now this is the top story, the tornado threat across eastern North Carolina. Tornado watch in effect across all of eastern North Carolina. We are anticipating some counties to slowly fall off of that watch through the next, really, I'd say 5 to 6 hours. But right now, the only tornado warn cell is this one right here through Craven County, and getting a little bit closer right now to Pitt County as well as Lenoir County. Those of you watching through Tickbite as well as Grifton and Ayden, Winterville area, start paying attention. This is a system that may be affecting you coming up within the next 20, 30, maybe even 45 minutes. Now, again, as Philip mentioned just a few moments ago, this warning will go until we get to around 4:45. It can be extended. We are anticipating right now that it will expire, as at this point, the rotation itself is not looking all that impressive. And there you just saw the colors completely flip. That is essentially the boundary line between radar sites. So we were getting our radar or our storm relative velocity data from the Newport site, the National Weather Service Forecasting Office in Newport. Then that just flipped over to the Raleigh site, a little bit south of Raleigh in the Cary area. So again, that's why you're seeing the change of colors. Are we seeing any change of data? Not really. At this point, again, still a broad circulation. But Philip, as far as what we're seeing down the line from here, yeah, Tickbite, Grifton, Ayden, those places should probably start thinking about getting their safe spot. In fact, I would say Grifton and Tickbite, you guys should get there right now, or at least start the process, because again, it is a little bit more difficult to see when you have the green, when you throw the Raleigh data up, than when you move it over back towards the Newport data. Again, that's that change in color there, that flip, if you will. But overall, both of those areas, Tickbite as well as Grifton, need to be aware this system is heading in your direction. For those of you watching in wintergreen, at this point, I'd give it about another 5 minutes. You can time it out, put 5 minutes on the clock, and then you can get out of your safe spot. This system is, again, moving at about 45 miles an hour. 5 minutes should give you enough distance between you and the center of the storm to, again, assume safety. Now, we're not seeing, again, anything down the line from this cell, so that, again, is very encouraging. Philip?
Yes, and again, we're waiting for a word here from the National Weather Service in Newport to see what they have to say about this storm, because as of right now, we're within about 4 minutes of the expiration of this warning, and we haven't seen any reports out of there yet as to whether they will continue it or not. I guess they're probably giving that some hard thought.
Yeah.
And as you can see, when you match these up, when I slide the map back and forth, that does switch to the different radar. Now, the radar beam out of the pretty much a Clayton is the Raleigh-Durham office. Their radar is out of basically Clayton. So from there, that means that radar beam is a little higher at this point. It's a little farther away from Clayton than it is from Newport. And so here's the Newport site, and then here's the Raleigh site. So you can notice there is still that bright green, deep green spot there, and that shows that even pretty much up high, there is at least some velocity or some speed to the top of this storm. So something is actually coming up in the cloud quickly, and that's why, again, it could very well be a tornado. Whether it's on the ground or not, though, is a different story. We certainly hope it's not. But again, we do expect to get some word from them shortly whether or not they will continue this or allow it to expire as the storm moves north. Whether it expires or not, if you're in Ayden, Grifton, Winterville area, again, just stay aware of this. There's a storm coming your way that has a history of some strong rotation.
Don't go changing the channel at this point. This is one that, again, could absolutely be affecting you here if it holds together. We've seen it in the past with these cells. Specifically today, it will be a possibility that it holds together within the next 2 to 3 minutes. But again, 4:45 expiration time for that storm. Philip's going to throw up some times again for you. We'll get a few more cities on the map, and you can see exactly when those times of arrivals are. Dover, 4:46. Ayden, 5:04. Hookerton, 5:08. Farmville, 5:20. Pine Tops, 5:37. Again, these are estimated times of arrival. Get to your safe spot prior to these times showing up on your clocks at home. Dover, you guys probably getting your safe spot right now, but it does look like that cell is moving just to your east. So for those of you still listening in Wintergreen, you guys are clear to come out of your safe spot. Thank you so much for, again, keeping you and your family safe. From now, it's really moving northward. Again, Tick Bite, Grifton, you guys get into those safe spots. Time to get at the center portion of your house. Turn up the TV. Get away from windows. Get away from breakable objects. Now is not the time to go bring your china set in. Leave it. Get it away from you. You want to stay away from things that could possibly break up into small shards, because, again, if that tornado does, in fact, move over your house, it will pick up those small objects and turn them into essentially small little bullets. So it's always a good idea to bring blankets, bring pillows to keep yourself protected from any flying debris that could possibly occur. Now, this cell is very difficult to see when you're looking at it just from a radar perspective right here. Again, it's even more difficult to see when you step outside. So if you are watching through southern Pitt County and thinking you're going to catch an amazing picture of a tornado, you're going to be seeing it roll by and it's going to make the news, it's not going to happen. We have way too much rain coming down. It is way too windy. Visibility conditions right now are extremely poor. The great news, though, is you just saw that red disappear on your screen. That is the National Weather Service expiring that tornado warning. We will stick with you here for about another 30 seconds or so just to make sure they don't reissue it. But at this point, it does look like that warning is now done. For those of you in Grifton as well as Tick Bite, you guys can get out of your safe spot, but make sure you still have that WITN weather app downloaded on your phone or smart device. If a tornado warning is, again, reissued for your area, you will be the first to know. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Again, we will get back to our regularly scheduled First at 4 programming coming up after these messages.